Okay, time is yours. 1, 2, 3.
Lesson 31 Success Story. Yesterday afternoon, Frank Hawkins was telling me about his experiences as a young man. Frank is now the head of a very large business company, but as
Okay, now go on. Go on. Next.
he used he saved money for years, and in 1938 he bought a small workshop of his own. During the war, Frank used to make spare parts for
Dalam
aeroplanes.
na.
At
Banyak
that
teman tak?
time, he had
Iya.
2 helpers. By the end of the war, the small workshop had become a large factory which employed 728 people. Frank
Nih,
smiled. Frank
nih, nih,
smiled
nih. Baca nih tuh.
when
106
he
sampai 15.
remembered his hard early years and the
Latihan nih.
long road to success. He was still smiling when the door opened and his wife came in. She wanted him to repair their son's bicycle. Lesson 32 Shopping Made Easy. People are not so honest as they once were. The temptation to steal is greater than ever before, especially in large shops. A detective recently watched a well-dressed woman who always went into a large store on Monday mornings. One Monday, there were fewer people in the shop than usual when the woman came in, so it was easier for the detective to watch her. The woman first bought a few small articles. After a little time, she chose one of the most expensive dresses in the shop and handed it to an assistant who wrapped it up for her as quickly as possible. Then the woman simply took the parcel and walked out of the shop without paying. When she was arrested, the detective found out that the shop assistant was her daughter. The girl gave her mother a free dress once a week. Lesson 33 Out of the Darkness. Nearly a week passed before the girl was able to explain what had happened to her. One afternoon, she set out from the coast in a small boat and was caught in a storm. Towards evening, the boat struck a rock and the girl jumped into the sea. Then she swam to the shore after spending the whole night in the water. During that time, she covered a distance of 8 miles. Early next morning, she saw a light ahead. She knew she was near the shore because the light was high up on the cliffs. On arriving at the shore, the girl struggled up the cliff towards the light she had seen. That was all she remembered. When she woke up a day later, she found herself in hospital. Lesson 34 Quick Work. Ted Robinson has been worried all the week. Last Tuesday, he received a letter from the local police. In the letter, he was asked to call at the station. Ted wondered why he was wanted by the police, but he went to the station yesterday and now he is not worried anymore. At the station, he was told by a smiling policeman that his bicycle had been found. 5 days ago, the policeman told him the bicycle was picked up in a small village 400 miles away. It is now being sent to his home by train. That was most, that was most surprising when he heard the news. He was amused too, because he never expected the bicycle to be found. It was stolen 20 years ago when Ted was a boy of 15. Lesson 35 Stop Thief. Roy Trenton used to drive a taxi a short while ago. However, he became a bus driver and he has not regretted it. He is finding his new work far more exciting. When he was driving along Catford Street recently, he saw 2 thieves rush out of a shop and run towards a waiting car. One of them was carrying a bag full of money. Roy acted quickly and dropped the bag straight at the thieves. The one with the money got such a fright that he dropped the bag. As the thieves were trying to get away in their car, Roy drove his bus into the back of it. While the battered car was moving away, Roy stopped his bus and telephoned the police. The thief's car was badly damaged and easy to recognize. Shortly afterwards, the police stopped the car and both men were arrested.
Sudah baca kapang ini? Belum? Oke. Buat.
Lesson 36. Across the Channel. Erna Hart is going to swim across the English Channel tomorrow. She is going to sail from the French coast at 5 o'clock in the morning. Erna is only 14 years old and she hopes
Ya,
to
semuanya
set up a new
101,
world record.
102.
She is a strong swimmer and many people feel that she is sure to succeed. Erna's father will set out with her in a small boat. Mr. Hart has trained his daughter for years. Tomorrow he will watching her anxiously as she swims the long distance to England. Erna intends to take short rests every 2 hours. She will have something to drink, but she will not eat any solid food.
120.
Most of Erna's school friends will be waiting for her on the English coast. Among them will be Erna's mother, who swam the channel herself when she was a girl. Lesson
20
37.
dong.
The Olympic Games. The Olympic Games will be held in our country in 4 years' time. As a great many people will be visiting the country, the government will be building new hotels, an immense stadium, and a fine new swimming pool. They will also be building new roads and a special railway line. The games will be held just outside the capital and the whole area will be called Olympic City. Workers will have completed the new roads by the end of this year. By the end of next year, they will have finished work on the new stadium. The fine modern buildings have been designed by Kurt Gunter. Everybody will be watching anxiously as the new buildings go up. We are all very excited and are looking forward to the Olympic Games because they have never been held before in this country. Lesson 38. Everything except the weather. My old friend Harrison had lived in the Mediterranean for many years before he returned to England. He had often dreamed of retiring in England and had planned to settle down in the country. He had sooner returned than he bought a fine house and went to live there. Almost immediately he began to complain about the weather, for even though it was still summer, it rained continually and it was often bitterly cold. After so many years of sunshine, Harrison got a shock. He acted as if he had never lived in England before. In the end, it was more than he could bear. He had hardly had time to settle down when he sold the house and left the country. The dream he had had for so many years ended there. Harrison had thought of everything except the weather.
Very good. 40. 39.
Lesson 39. Am I alright? While John Gilbert was in hospital, he asked his doctor to tell him whether his operation had been successful. But the doctor refused to do so. The following day, the patient asked for a bedside telephone. When he was alone, he telephoned the hospital exchange and asked for Dr. Millington. When the doctor answered the phone, Mr. Gilbert said he was inquiring about a certain patient. On Mr. John Gilbert, he asked if Mr. Gilbert's operation had been successful and the doctor told him that it had been. He then asked when Mr. Gilbert would be allowed to go home and the doctor told him that he would have to stay in hospital for another 2 weeks. Then Dr. Millington asked the caller if he was a relative of the patient. No, the patient answered, I am Mr. John Gilbert.
Pokoknya tidak ada. Di tenda.
Lesson 40.
Siapa tu
Truth
kacada
and Told.
Akhir.
Last week at a dinner
Berapa
party,
dendamu?
the hostess asked me to sit next to Mrs. Rumbold. Mrs. Rumbold was a large and smiling lady in a tight black dress. She did not even look up when I took my seat beside her. Her eyes were fixed on her plate, and in a short time, she was busy eating. I tried to make conversation. A new play is coming to the Globe soon, I said. Will you be seeing it? No, she answered. Will you be spending your holidays abroad this year? I asked. No, she answered. Will you be staying in England? I asked. No, she answered. In despair, I asked her whether she was enjoying her dinner. Young man, she answered. If you ate more and talked less, we would both
Pokoknya 2000
enjoy
yang
our
main yang
dinner.
tidak belajar.
Finish. Thank you.